Let's start with this, though. Last night or yesterday, the Mountain West Conference had their meeting and trying to figure out what they're going to do with San Diego State. You know the story. San Diego State wrote a letter, they thought just teasing that they might leave. The Mountain West Conference commissioner said, okay, goodbye. We accept the departure, and then back and forth a couple of more ways. I'm sure legally that could be kind of fun in the end. But they did meet last night. Mark Ziegler, who we've had on, I saw this from some national reporters too, that nothing has really come down. And I sent Mark a note, and he said he has not heard anything, even from San Diego State sources that he has within the university. And he says that's probably because the Mountain West Conference is trying to put together something legally about whatever the penalty will be as far as the departure, the letters, and what will be next with the Aztecs.
I get that everybody wants money and all this, but if they said they were leaving and then they didn't leave and you didn't actually lose them for a year, what are you penalizing them for? Just being rash and
because
bringing
the
negative.
bylaws say.
Yeah. I know there'll be a fine, and that's what it is. I think that if they drag this out and get caught in the weeds anymore, they're going to kind of look silly because, what's changed for them in reality other than a really impatient and hastily sent letter?
Well,
Not
I think
much.
if you don't enforce your rules, and
you got to enforce them. But yeah,
right. So if San Diego State's sitting there going, "Hey, we're going to sit here and toy around with your bylaws so that we get what we want in the end," what's to stop every other school in the conference from doing that eventually?
Yeah, good point.
I mean, that's where I think they're coming from, is they got to hold the line somewhere, or else everybody's just going to be like, oh, no, just kidding, take backs. We didn't really send that meaning what we thought we were saying what we were meaning from the first time. So I think that's what you got to do if you're the Mountain West. But, yeah, I mean, as far as this chapter goes, I don't know what to believe, and I don't think any of the information we're really reading out there is all that reliable either on this, because there's not really much that it's been said publicly. So, trust who you feel like you can trust on this, but I'll be lying if I say I've got any clue what's going on behind closed doors right now. I would imagine that they, are cordial and are trying to find out the best solution for both parties, but what that means, I don't know, and I'm just fascinated and looking forward to this Pac-12 Media Day on Friday, just simply to hear what Kleofkoff has to say about just sort of where the state of things are, because that directly affects San Diego State and could give us a better indication of where all of that sits and whether or not they're going to be officially going back to the Mountain West or going independent or, eventually going to the Pac-12. I don't know if we'll get those answers concrete on Friday, as far as the Aztecs go or SMU possibly joining, but I do feel like we'd have to at least get somewhat of a hint, right? I mean, you got to at least drop a hint at media days to satisfy just your people. Don't care about, the media out there that wants to know, but I think just for your own fan base's sakes, you got to give them a little something to nibble on Friday after this long wait. So very curious to hear, what kind of indications there may be as far as where this all is, but I'm shocked that there's not at least some sort of a leak somewhere that Mark Ziegler got a hold of that would give you some type of an idea of, what's going on. So that's very interesting that it's been kept quiet.
Well, and that's why he thinks that, and I asked him, I said, have you not heard anything from those you can count on at San Diego State, or are they right now just kind of puckered up? And that's not being negative or sarcastic, kind of puckered up because it's so sensitive with what might be going on. Now,